Okay, so some of you might remember I made a video on Mafia: The Old Country and I said it's the only game I'm excited for that's releasing soon. Well, scrap that because Dying Light the Beast just recently had its release date reveal, and with all the new gameplay and details we've been given, man, this game sounds and look absolutely amazing. This is a much darker and brutal Dying Light project we're talking about here, and I'm all in for it. It's been a long journey, but the Beast has officially emerged from its DLC origins to become a full standalone experience, what Techland themselves now openly describe as pretty much Dying Light 3 in all but name. This shift wasn't just a marketing move, it was forced by creative momentum and a major story leak. What started as planned post-launch content for Stay Human spiraled outward as Techland realized the narrative and gameplay scope had far surpassed DLC limits. After a leak exposed major plot beats, the team made the bold decision to treat it as its own separate game, giving them freedom to craft a tightly focused, character-driven experience running roughly 18 to 20 hours in length. This new direction is rooted in the return of Kyle Crane, who fans thought was gone forever. 14 years after Harran, he resurfaces, having survived the following. We find him captured by a mysterious militia leader known only as the Baron, who subjected him to a decade of brutal virus-fueled experimentation, combining zombie DNA with his human physiology. When we pick up the story, Crane is no longer the hopeful, sarcastic parkour hero we once knew. Instead, he's bitter, haunted, and physically warped, a darker, more lethal version of himself. But Techland didn't just reflate his character, they remade him completely. Crane now freely taps into what they call Beast Mode, unlocked via a full-blown skill tree. Players can invest in sheer primal strength, crushing foes with brute force and hurling massive objects, or channel agile predatory traits like enhanced speed and stealth. Choices emphasize agility, raw power, or environment-based hunting abilities. It's a literal synthesis of man and monster, and watching Crane shrug off zombies with bone-crunching moves while parkouring through the forest strikes a savage chord. The setting supports this tone perfectly. The Beast moves the setting away from sprawling urban decay to a secluded rural region called Castor Woods, an eerie valley of abandoned camps, dense trees, and atmospheric dread that evokes a Twin Peaks meets zombie outbreak vibe. Traversal isn't about rooftop loops, it's hiking slick rocks, slipping through underbrush, and scavenging broken cabins. Parkour feels more tactile, forcing players to observe terrain and calculate climbs, leaps, and stealth routes. Animals rustle in the dark, and rusted cable cars creak above mossy ruins. This is where the night becomes truly terrifying. As the sun dips, zombies don't just stumble, they emerge from shadows, slither through foliage, and initiate stealth ambushes. Techland says they beefed up AI to make night gameplay unpredictable and suspenseful. One moment you're sprinting moonlit trails, the next something teeth whips emerges from the darkness. The return of a protracted night cycle and stealth focus feels like a return to roots horror playbook. Combat has also escalated significantly. Beyond melee brutality and firearms, the Beast introduces flamethrowers, grenade launchers, and high-impact tools, all while keeping gunplay balanced within the world's survival horror ethos. Weapon durability still matters. You won't mindlessly spray bullets. Instead, each engagement demands tactical thought. Choose between stomp till death brutality or cautious pick-offs with a shotgun. Boss fights reinforce this. Take the Behemoth, a hulking mass built from infected flesh and rebar. In a recent preview, Crane lured one into a clearing, triggered Beast Mode, hoisted a massive bollard, and smashed it down. There's some visceral power to that moment. The voice acting matches the tonal shift. Roger Craig Smith returns as Crane but leans into a gravel-throat rant of fatigue, rage, and steel. Quotes reveal the man's depth, tired commentary loaded with simmering anger. The perfect fit for a protagonist who's endured 13 years of torture. It's still recognizable. There are times Crane sounds like old Crane, but the weight is heavier now. Narratively, Techland is leaning into closure. Many questions from the end of the following: what happened after the explosion? Did Crane survive? How would he face his trauma? Are going to be answered here. Franchise director Timon Smektawa says giving players those answers was a key creative driver. And while choices drive the story, the Beast isn't focusing on branching paths like Stay Human. It's more linear, more personal, more closed loop. The backdrop is revenge against the militia, confrontations with factions of survivors, and the unraveling of Crane's relationship with the Baron. Along the way, fans can expect callbacks, Easter Easter eggs, collectibles linked to previous games, and even subtle nods within Castor Woods for eagle-eyed fans. The length is smart too. At about 18 to 20 hours, it's more compact and focused than the expansive Stay Human. Trading scale for intensity, perfect for a thriller that doesn't overstay its welcome. Previews confirm it stays tightly paced, hike into camp by day, gather intel on enemy factions, ambush convoys, then once darkness hits, switch to stealth traversal and brutal melee. Tech setup matches ambition. Improvements in visual fidelity, moss, foliage, dirt, particle effects are striking, and while Lorraine previews praise the ride on cable cars and cliffside vistas, details like LED cabins swaying and debris physics in melee hit a visceral tone. Storm events can roll in, spawning rain-soaked gloom, thunderstorms, and reactive environments where firefights or parkour take on new dynamic. From a modern market perspective, the Beast launches at an accessible $60. Amidst $80 AAA games, Techland's pricing is a strong appeal. They'll also reward existing fans. If you bought Dying Light 2 Stay Human Ultimate Edition, you automatically receive the Beast free on launch day. No code, no fuss, it just lands in your library across PC, PS5, and Xbox. Multiplayer returns too. It supports 4-player co-op, and early previews hint it captures Dead Island style jollity. Friends parkouring through woods, corralling zombies into camps, switching between stealth and mayhem depending on each other's builds. Beast mode might even combine powers in a group, for example, one crane amplifying strength while another scouts shadows. Techland says this game is a deliberate pivot back to tension, to fear, to raw survival horror. They believe the Beast brings back the horror of Dying Light, removing overstuffed RPG elements or sprawling systems in favor of blood-soaked grit and darkness that creeps up fast under a canopy of trees. There are even concrete price and trailer roadmaps. It releases on August 22nd, 2025 across PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X's, and Xbox One. Gameplay footage debuted at Summer Game Fest in early June, and French previews leaked a 30-minute IGN gameplay walkthrough showing stealth at dusk, a vehicle convoy ambushes, and a brutal boss fight in action. Of course, there are growing pains. Devs recently confirmed Kyle Crane's French voice actor change, sparking fan debate, but the English voice stays with Roger Craig Smith, a choice seen as core to retaining Crane's identity. All told, this is Dying Light Reborn. It's a revenge saga, it's primal power, it's stealth horror, it's weaponized parkour, it's tight enough to grip from start to finish, it's atmospheric to the point of dread, and it's loyalty to fans who wanted Crane back. Techland are calling it their best Dying Light yet. Even though they refuse to officially call it 3, they admit it feels that way, and from everything we've seen, they might just be right. August 22nd can't come soon enough.